Hello everyone, I am RJ Ira, but today I am in Regis, Canberra, and the occasion is a book launch. So Sakhi Incorporated just invited us for the book launch, and the book is about the domestic violence story. Let's go inside and find out what is this book launch about. Let's go with me.
The fire exit door is either through where our stalls are or next to the toilets. So these are the housekeeping rules. I will start with the acknowledgement of country. I would like to begin this event by acknowledging the traditional owners of land on which we meet today. I would like to pay respect to these people. May I now request
So as I said to you, Sakhi Incorporated, the women's support group in Canberra, warmly invited all of us to the launch of this fine distinctions culturally informed handbook created especially for South Asian families who are facing or may be at risk of facing the complex spectrum of a domestic violence. The book brings together heartfelt storytelling, original artwork created by women in our own community, cultural portrait, and a deep reflection. Also, Dr. Marisa Patterson, Minister for Women and Minister for Family, Domestic and Sexual Violence, is the chief guest for today's event. Let's start a journey, a book launch journey with me, your Manpasand RJ, only on your favorite Radio Manpasand. So, this is Rosewood Diaries, created custom hampers. Thank you, Rosewood Diaries. So if you find out more information about Rosewood Diaries, just Google it, Rosewood Diaries. And look at this beautiful collection. Definitely that will be really helpful for you for your Christmas gifts. And then this is another one, Smita the Daga's artwork. This is Smita the Daga's artwork. And then here is Mendi and Hina stall by Mira. And then
We are expecting MLA
let's come here. Hi, Shilpi.
Yes, from SWAV.
Wow, hi Shilpi. Can you show what a beautiful collection you have? Wonderful. You are on Radio Manpasand, and of course, we came before on your stall.
Yeah.
So, how's everything going?
Everything is amazing. We're still setting up, but I'll show you what I've got today. So, my brand SWAV is actually known for Indo-Western, so like a semi-formal kind of a wear. And at the moment I've got 3-piece sets like this with come with shrugs and can be worn to any light events. And then I've got like saris, which is again the typical, not like the typical saris, but like Indo-Western, like this one with a shrug and a heavy blouse and something very smart and stylish. And then I've got kaftan sets, I've got cord sets.
Will you come back again? I just go inside and I'll come and see you.
Yep, sure.
Okay?
Thank you.
Don't forget that's wow.
Training programs, there are peer training programs to empower women to focus on their own and others' safety, health, and financial independence. Our collaboration and Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with ICSA, Indian Crisis Support Agency, allows us to deliver training programs that are culturally informed. And through them, we have trained 28 women in the community to be first responders for domestic and family violence. Through them, we also have referral pathways to connect women to government services. For women who, or for people who hesitate to use government services. Sometimes that can mean the difference between life and death. Through its initiatives for women, Sakhi Inc. Has an impact that goes beyond women to affect entire families, the South Asian diaspora, the city, and the community, and the wider community. A little bit about the book. This book was enabled from ACT, a Women's Safety Grant that we received in March this year. This was the 2025 round. And the grant was for creating a culturally appropriate handbook for South Asian women that might be facing or at risk of facing domestic and family violence. However, we decided not to limit ourselves to creating just an information book. In the spirit of excellence and collaboration that marks everything that we do, we put out community surveys to find out not just what should be included in the book in terms of information, but what the book should look like, what it should feel like to whoever picks it up and reads it. In July this year, to follow up the community survey, we ran a focus group at ANU with our partners. All of our partners are listed in the book. They included academics from ANU, general practitioners, the Australian Federal Police, DDCS, Domestic and Family Violence Services, Legal Aid, Canberra Rape Crisis Centre, and MEACT, Mental Illness Education, ACT, and some others as well. Many of those people are here amongst us today. And of course, we also had the crucial male voice at the table. For the last several months, we've been working hard to bring that vision to life. And when I received the copies of the book yesterday, yes, just yesterday, I was very satisfied with the result of our efforts. The book is underpinned by storytelling. I'm a clinician and an educator, and I'm a firm believer in case studies. So we have used a fictional story of a woman who is making the journey of recognizing and then acting on her situation. Now we know these things are difficult. These journeys are extremely difficult, and we have tried to capture the struggles of women by having conversations with people who have lived experience. We will be sharing the story of one such woman later in the program today. Besides the required information, we have added mindfulness activities and, importantly, cultural context. This has been done through reflection boxes, cultural vignettes, and a 2-page list of cultural phrases that unfortunately many of us have heard and continue to hear far too often in the 21st century. These phrases create a particular place for women and are no longer relevant in this society. To engage the community and to use creative expression to communicate our message, we also ran an art project with women in the community. So I'm sure many of you have seen it, but all the beautiful artwork that you see in the book has been painted by women in the community and is being exhibited and auctioned here today. Needless to say, we well and truly exceeded our budget and are hoping to recover some of our costs through the paintings that have been kindly donated to Sakhi, through book sales and donations, and through the silent auction. So please give generously. We are an entirely volunteer-run organization, and every dollar of the proceeds goes directly towards the work that is being performed. So, have a lovely evening. There's lots to see and do, and I look forward to meeting most, if not all of you, during the course of the evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Dipti, and that was a wonderful introduction to the book, which is about a topic which is so tender, so challenging. But I should say that it's a very brave effort to bring it forward, so thank you. May I now request the the Honorable Minister, Dr. Marisa Patterson, to start today's evening by lighting the diya, and if Dipti could kindly come and felicitate the Honorable Minister. Thank you. I would also like to extend my welcome to Marisa as well as Chiaka Berry, who should soon join us. Also, for those of you who don't know the word Sakhi means friend. One of my own, my friend. So this is very appropriate at this time to talk about another woman whom I met just a couple of days ago and felt like that she's like a Sakhi, a friend. One such person who is testimony to this event today that... Yeah. And who has spread her wings is Shilpa Lindsay. So we will shortly hear from her. But before that, if I could invite the Honorable Minister Marisa to speak a few words for the event. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to begin by saying, Dr. Dipti, thank you so much. The work that you do in our healthcare system and what you have created here is incredible. And thank you to all the community artists who have also contributed. I would also like to begin tonight by acknowledging the traditional custodians of whose land we're meeting on tonight, the Ngunnawal people, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge and respect any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who are with us tonight. So I would like to begin by acknowledging the incredible work that Sakhi and everyone here who has contributed to this handbook has done. The level of thoughtfulness, of courage and cultural insight that you have brought to this discussion is truly extraordinary. This project is grounded in lived experience, in real stories, real challenges, and the deep care that exists within this community for the safety and well-being of women. I'm very proud that the ACT government has been able to support this really important work through the Women's Safety Grants. This project is a really excellent example of community-led responses to domestic, family and sexual violence, and of how government can support these efforts. Domestic and family violence occurs at unacceptable levels in our community. For women from culturally and linguistically diverse communities, the experience of violence can be compounded by cultural expectations, social stigma, language barriers, visa barriers, limited support networks, and fear of repercussions for themselves or for their families. These are not abstract issues. They are real, they are immediate, and we must ensure that there are supports available which are culturally responsive and cognizant of these additional barriers that women in these communities feel in seeking safety. The Sakhi Handbook provides this culturally responsive approach. It creates a bridge between women and the services that can support them. The bridge between cultural identity and safety. A bridge between silence and the possibility of being heard. The handbook presents information sensitively and thoughtfully. You have not only considered what information needs to be included, but how it should feel, and the tone, the colours, the imaginary, and the language. You have thought deeply about emotional safety, about stigma, about the journey that someone is on when they pick up this resource in the first place. I also want to acknowledge the powerful use of community artwork and the storytelling. The fact that South Asian women in Canberra are contributing to their own art to this handbook is incredibly meaningful. It makes this project not only a guide, but a collective expression of strength, of creativity, of resilience. It sends a message that support is not external to the community, but within the community. So I want to thank the entire team who have created this for their vision, their energy and commitment. This resource respects and acknowledges cultural norms and traditions, while also empowering women to seek safety. It is what is possible when we listen, when we trust lived experience, and when we invest in culturally responsive solutions. So as Minister for Women and the Prevention of Domestic, Family and Sexual Violence, my commitment is to ensure that every woman in Canberra, no matter her background, language or visa status, can be safe, respected and empowered. This project strengthens that commitment. It expands it, it reaches women who are often unseen in our community or unheard by our mainstream systems. And it does so with empathy, with respect and with cultural understanding. So thank you so much for inviting me here tonight. It's a deep pleasure to be here and to launch this book. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Patterson. That's really true what you said, that every woman in our society should feel safe, respected and empowered. May I please request Dipti to, or Roshni, and the Honourable Minister to launch the book for the community. Thank you. Thank you. One such a Sakhi who would be testimony to all this and who has spread her wings, as I said, is Shilpa Lindsay. Shilpa, can I please have you here on the stage? Thank you. A few words about Shilpa. Shilpa is the co-founder of Balance Partners, and she brings 30 plus years of global commerce and leadership development experience from her work with organizations across the private and public organizations. She has multiple qualifications as an applied behavioral scientist, leadership portfolio, facilitator, coach and counselor. Shilpa's approach is to facilitate mid-set shifts in leaders and their teams so that they realize their potential and can deliver transformational business impact effortlessly. As a counselor and a facilitator, she also works with individuals to help transform limiting beliefs that are coming in the way of them leading their best lives. Shilpa's work has taken her across Europe, Africa, Australia and Asia, consulting and delivering leadership programs. She also delivers programs in the area of self-worth reset. We had that workshop last weekend. Executive presence, EQ and leadership impact, leadership effectiveness, and her signature program on transforming your life called Reset Your Life. That's commendable. So many achievements, Shilpa. Now, may I request Shilpa to share her journey with Sakhis here and our friends here. Thank you, Shilpa.
Thank you, Jyoti. So, as I stand before each of you today, I am quite privileged to be part of this and also a bit nervous to talk about my experience. And you would have heard Jyoti give an introduction, and then you see this woman here, smiling, well-dressed, hair all coiffed and well made up, and you wouldn't imagine that this is someone who's been through a difficult marriage. And I did. In my case, it was something very insidious, 26 years of emotional abuse, which can be very insidious. All are equally bad, I must say. And as I stand here, I remember the beginning of my marriage and the end of my marriage. And the beginning, I was 21. When I got married, it was a love marriage in India. And my ex-husband, I put him on a pedestal. He was 7 years older to me. And, well, got married with rose-tinted glasses. And, oh, my life's going to be wonderful, and a honeymoon and all of that. And the first month into the wedding, started a lot of criticisms coming my way, and examples like, you walk like a duck, you're plump, you make a lot of noise when you chew, when you're cooking, this is the right spoon to use, and various things like that. And I was stunned. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't go back home to my parents' place. I was not emotionally, mentally, or financially in a place where I could leave the marriage. So I stayed. And I made up my mind, this is not the way my life's going to be. The rest of my life is not going to be like this. And I started slowly taking baby steps to create financial independence and security for myself. I started working on myself first because I realized I had none. And grew. I started my own company when I was in my mid-30s, started traveling the world, started coaching CEOs, starting to actually be a therapist for others. And, but I was still there in that marriage, in a very unhappy marriage, because I was scared. Somewhere along the line, I kept telling my ex-husband, I'm not all right here, I don't know if I'm going to be here forever, because I didn't want to give him a shock when I left. And I bought my own place, but I was too terrified to move to it. I've never lived alone. You see, parents' house, husband's house, that's the way it works, right? In a lot of communities in Asia. So anyway, so every time I would come back from travel, there would be this dread in the pit of my stomach when I came back home. And I remember in the last year of my marriage, I'd gone to Goa, beautiful place in India with some friends, and the dread was horrible, just horrible. Something switched in me, and the dread in me was much more than the fear of living alone. I said, I'm going back, and I'm leaving. I went back home, told my ex-husband, I'm leaving the next day. It was a Sunday, I remember, called up the packers. They were there Monday morning. I was in my home by Monday afternoon. And well, it was scary, but also very liberating. And I thought I'd going to be alone for the rest of my life, and I never thought I'd be with someone. But destiny had other things in store for me, and I happened to get remarried to this lovely man who's taking the video standing there. So I'm here in Canberra, and I'd like to conclude with that it's much more common, abuse is much more common than you would imagine it to be. There are all kinds of abuses. There's the physical, there's the sexual, there's the family, there's the emotional, which I went through. And just be cognizant, you know, of people around you. And what kept me going was I had a security net of people who loved and cared for me. What kept me going, it was my resolve. I am not going to end my life living like this. I'm not. It was that. And I kept working on myself, my self-worth, my financial independence. So, thank you for listening to me, and namaste.
Shilpa, thank you for sharing your journey. Shilpa, can you be here for another 2 seconds, Shilpa? When we share our feelings, I think it's not feeling weak, rather it takes a lot of strength. So a big round of applause. for our Sakhi Shilpa to share her feeling. Now, I sometimes write two-liners or read two-liners. So I think what I read a few days ago is very appropriate at this moment. I'll just share it with all of you. It's called letting go. We must let go of those hurtful things that burn and hiss and bite and sting, that hurt the heart and clip our wings, where we can't fly and can't sing. I think it's time to turn the page. Shilpa clearly demonstrated that. I think it's time to turn the page, turn to the light and quiet the rage. Forgive the lies we cannot change and spread our wings to escape this cage. As you said, the security net, so wonderful that you were able to escape that cage. So well done. Now, Shilpa said the security net, so I think it's about time where we do a bit of solidarity wave just to convey that no one is alone in this journey. It might be easy for some, it might be tough for some, but what we are going to do here is we have all got these dupattas or the stoles or chunnis in our hand. Few people can gather together and hold them. And Pankaj will play a nice music and we will just wave this chunni, dupatta or the stole just to show our solidarity that the strength lies in being together in this.
Ready?
We are waiting for Pankaj to give us a good song. For that solidarity day. We'll take a break for a few moments. The snacks have been served. Mingle around, talk to people. But there are a lot of surprises, auctions, artwork, cultural event. Lots of surprises for you ahead after the break. So we'll just meet after a couple of minutes. Thank you.
So this was the beautiful book launch, and this is the Jyoti with us, and now they are taking a small break, and of course otherwise the video will be too long, so I'm also saying bye to you all. Jyoti, do you want to say bye to our Radio Manpasand watching?
Bye, thank you. Radio हमेशा हमारे साथ जुड़ा हुआ है हर इवेंट में. मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद.
आपके साथ आपके हाथ रेडियो मनपसंद 24/7. मैं हूँ आरजे इरा और आप देख रहे हैं बुक लॉन्च. बाय बाय.
आप देख रहे हैं तड़का.
फूलों का तड़का.
थैंक यू.